Hello y'all and welcome back to the channel. Marquita here with Late Nights Early Mornings, and I am doing my Aerogarden check-ins as well as a few houseplants, and I also have something else cool that I'm going to share with you at the end. Still related to the Aerogarden a bit, but just a little something different and new that I tried. So first I'll start with our bell peppers, which are still kind of in the same state of just growing the leaves. You can see new leaves are steadily coming. I'm hoping that we'll see some hint of pepper life soon. Sometimes with plants, it can flop. So we know that it's growing and the leaves are growing. But I am noticing that in this middle one specifically, a lot of the leaves are starting to look brown and like they're dying. But I don't know if that's just a sign of making room for something else to come in. But it seems to be healthy overall, especially at the bottom with the stems. I was checking that, so it may just be that the leaves are hitting their lifespan. I don't know, but we'll see. Hopefully some bell peppers, or at least life signs of bell peppers, will be appearing soon. But I do see definitely signs of new leaves coming on, so I know that the leaves are growing. And as you can see, it is 73 days in, so that's how long this Aerogarden has been going. And again, these are the sweet bell peppers that should be growing eventually on these plants. And there's only 3 different plants there, but of course one plant can produce several bell peppers, so hopefully we'll see some of those at some point. Now, next I have a new Aerogarden in progress. Now, I just started this one last night, so of course you're not going to expect to see much of anything. This is my other Aerogarden machine. This is the Harvest Elite Slim, and it is a 6-pod in comparison to the other one with the bell peppers that is actually a 9-pod. But what's growing in here is the Gourmet Herbs kit, and I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. So this is the kit that I'm growing right now, and so it has a variety or a mixture of herbs in it, including some parsley, mint, dill, Thai basil, I think Genovese basil is also in there, and thyme. So those are all in what's growing in this one. So again, I just started that last night. So these do start to sprout probably within a week or two, at least some of them do. So we'll probably start seeing some progress by next Sunday when I do another check-in. So that's all for the Aerogardens. Now let's move on to some of the houseplants and check in with how those are going. Next to my Aerogarden, as you guys have probably seen pieces of it from time to time, is my peace lily. As you can see, it's actually doing quite well. It's very lush. And you might see some of these lighter, shinier leaves. That's not the lighting. That's actually what the leaves look like. And those are new growth. So it is producing, like you can see one curled up right there. That's a new leaf that's forming. And some of these lighter, shinier ones, those are new leaves that are coming in. There's one up there. It's a few scattered throughout the plant. So this peace lily is actually doing pretty well. And I trimmed it up a little bit, got rid of all the dead peace lilies that had bloomed earlier in the year. So I've already trimmed all that off. And so now you're starting to see some more new growth coming in. So love that. Nice little piece of greenery. And then we'll head over to the window where most of the activity is taking place. As always, here is my Basil Philandrian, still doing this thing and growing all the way over here. I'm gonna have to relocate this plant eventually because there's actually a branch under there that's growing and trying to bloom, and I don't want to stifle it because it's under the bookcase. And actually, you can probably see the Brazil is actually going that way too. So I want to give it room to grow. So I might have to find a good place to relocate that peperonia plant right there. And eventually have to propagate the Brazil phyllo. And again, that huge leaf that I love over there. The pink polka dot plant still doing this thing. This is my other plant that continues to grow, and this is the croton plant. I am loving the red and green combo that is giving very fall. So it's growing as well. the aloe. As you can see, this is kind of some new growth sprouting out over here. The rest of the plant's actually a pretty decent size, but this is the newest addition over there. Everything else is pretty much on trend. This is my Snow White waffle plant here. It's blooming, thriving, and then the other one too is also thriving, the purple waffle plant over here. I love the way that looks. It's so full and bushy. And then we have just some pothos there. So that is the houseplant situation so far. And now the last thing that I'm going to show you is actually kind of an Aerogarden to plate, I guess you could say, situation. I actually took the basil that I was growing in the previously, and I tried out preserving it using the basil ice cubes. So I'm going to show you guys how that turned out in just a moment. All right, y'all, so here I am in my kitchen for the reveal of something that I am just trying for the first time, and that is using or turning my basil into ice cubes as a way to preserve it and also be able to use it when I get ready to cook. So this is one way that if you are growing some herbs, like basil is one of the popular ones, you can preserve it by freezing it. And of course there are several other ways to do it. You can dehydrate it and put it in a airtight safe jar. You can also freeze it, you can dry it out, whatever you want to do. I've done a few different ways with mint. I have put it in the oven and dried it out, and then put it in a mason jar to preserve it and reuse it as I need it. So with this one, because you do use basil a lot of times to cook with, there's a recipe that I found where you use olive oil as your base, and I guess you could probably substitute whichever type of oil if you're more of a coconut oil or whatever you used typically, but I use olive oil, and then I put in also a little garlic along with some salt and pepper just to give it seasoning. And of course you want to chop up your basil leaves and then mix all of that together and then put it in your ice cube tray and turn it into an ice cube. And then when you get ready to use it, you toss it in your pan, kind of like some of those pre-made items that you can buy where they're like in the little cubes, like bouillon cubes and that kind of thing. But when you get ready to cook them, they're already in a little cube ready to go. So this is my first time doing it. So here is my ice tray that I used. And oh, it's pretty cool. This is what it looked like. So I got, this is actually a kind of long ice tray. It holds more than 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 on each row. So 7, 8, 9. So I ended up with 11 cubes here. That's how many my preserves filled up. And of course it's that yellow color from the olive oil, and then the green that you see is the pieces of basil that has been preserved in there. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and pop these out. Hopefully they'll come out good. They've actually been in the freezer for a little while, and I'm only just popping them out. I'm just going to put them in a freezer safe, hefty bag, and that way they'll be ready whenever I need them to be able to use to cook. So that's what I want to show you guys. So again, this is what the final product looked like. And also while I'm popping these out, I'll go ahead and show you guys a couple of pictures of my prep work for creating this wonderful creation. Alright guys, this is actually melting in my hand, so I just want to show you what one looks like once you you know, pick it out of the, as you can see, it's already melting back, so I'm hurry up and put this in. But once you pluck it up out of your ice cube tray, and of course it'll be whatever shape ice cube tray that you use, I would say probably this, what I would do in the future, I'm going to put it in there because my hand, the warmth of my hand was making it melt. Didn't want to do that. But what I would say is in the future, I would recommend probably using the smaller square cube trays, which I do have. I have these. I would say these will probably be a better way, because with this one, I'm seeing that it's kind of sinking in there, so I have to take a knife to like pop them out. But I I didn't want to use these because these are like my quote unquote good ice trays, and I didn't want to make them all oily from the olive oil because basically lazy, didn't want to have to clean them. But I would say probably use a set of these to get a better outcome so you don't have to fight with them to get them out. But other than that, they came out perfectly fine. As you can see that my basil is well preserved, so I'm going to go ahead and hurry up and pop them out. It is solid, but the heat from my fingers was starting to melt it back into the oil. So they'll be really good to go. You can just toss it into your pan whenever you get ready to use them, as some to add a little extra flavor to whatever dish you're making. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the houseplant and Aerogarden updates, as well as my first time little basil creative activity. I'll pop the recipe down in the description box for where I found this. I think I found it on Pinterest, so I'll just pop that in there and you can try it as well. And make whatever changes you like. Oh, there's also Parmesan cheese. I don't think I mentioned that before. So it's Parm cheese, the basil, olive oil, a little salt and pepper, and garlic. So again, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next Sunday with more houseplant Aerogarden updates. And also, if you're a regular follower for my other content, I'll see you on Tuesday. See you next time.